Hello and welcome to this week's edition of CTN Community Update. The Anoka Hennepin School Board adopted the 2018 tax levy this week, and it's bigger next year following passage of the referendum questions last month. This year's tax levy is just over $92 million. On Monday night, the school board approved a tax levy of just over $108 million for 2018, which is a 17% increase. In addition to the referendum, growing enrollment is also increasing the amount of the levy. As promised, the district did slash its long-term facilities maintenance levy by $3.3 million due to the passage of the referendum. We should note the proposed property tax statement you received in the mail around Thanksgiving did not factor in the November referendum. The Anoka County Board also set its property tax levy for 2018. This year's Anoka County tax levy is just over $125 million. The 2018 levy adopted by the board late last week is just over $130 million, or a 3.7% increase. The tax levy will fund 7 new positions in the sheriff's office, including detention deputies, and 4 new dispatcher positions in the 911 call center. Next year's budget includes a 3% performance-based pay raise for non-union employees. County commissioners will also see their pay increase 3% to an annual salary of $67,488. Commissioner Scott Schulte announced this week that he's running for another term on the Anoka County Board. Schulte, who served 2 terms on the board, previously served on the Coon Rapids City Council. He told ABC newspapers that although many of his objectives have been accomplished, the real work is not yet finished. Schulte represents District 7, which covers western Coon Rapids, eastern Anoka, and southwestern Andover. The election takes place in November of 2018. Problems plaguing the state's new licensing and registration system is forcing Anoka County to take action. Late last month, the board approved the hiring of 4 new license center specialists who will each work an average of 24 hours per week. Officials say the new system has dramatically increased customer transaction times, resulting in longer waits and more complaints. County leaders say the cost of the new positions can be absorbed in both the 2017 and 2018 county budgets. A local organization that helps homeless youth in the community is looking for your support this weekend. Hope for Youth is hosting a new fundraiser called Out in the Cold for Youth. Dozens of people are taking turns spending time in this makeshift treehouse at the corner of 4th Avenue and Pleasant Street in Anoka, connecting with people they know to raise money for Hope for Youth. On any given night in Minnesota, 6,000 homeless youth are on the streets.
So our goal this weekend is to raise $30,000, and that helps us finish 2017 strong so that we can, in 2018, continue to provide the tools to homeless youth in our community so that they can work to become self-sustained, independent, and housed adults.
The fundraiser started on Thursday and continues through Sunday. For more information on how you can help, log on to hopeforyouthmn.org. Hope for Youth is on track to help more than 1,000 people this year. A big boost this week for the Jacob Wetterling Resource Center. On Tuesday night, the nonprofit was presented with a check for $160,000 at the Tournament Players Club in Blaine. Each year, the TPC Rose, a nonprofit group of women affiliated with the TPC, raises money for area causes. This year's beneficiary, the Jacob Wetterling Resource Center, has a mission of ending all forms of child maltreatment. Connexus Energy is planning to expand its solar garden program with 3 more locations in the North Metro. Currently, Connexus has a nearly 800-panel solar garden on its campus south of Bunker Lake Boulevard in Ramsey. The electric co-op recently received approval from the city of Ramsey to construct a new solar garden just west of the Shorewood RV Center on the south side of Highway 10. Connexus is also looking at sites in Blaine and St. Francis, but still needs approval before construction begins. Also in Ramsey, construction is in full swing on a new sports center, which currently calls Coon Rapids home. The popular indoor sports training facility Adrenaline has outgrown its space and is constructing a new building on the north side of Highway 10, just west of Armstrong Boulevard. They will be occupying 56,000 square feet of a 64,000 square foot building. Adrenaline plans to open the new facility in mid-January. A new trampoline park is planning to open up shop near Northtown Mall. Sky Zone is in the process of renovating the 37,000 square foot building that used to house Old Chicago. In addition to freestyle jumping, there will be an area set up for games. This will be Sky Zone's third location in the Twin Cities. The company plans to open the Blaine location by the end of January. We're now less than 2 months away from the start of the 2018 Winter Olympics, and some local athletes in the sport of curling are hoping to secure their ticket to the Games in South Korea. This weekend, the U.S. Olympic team trials for mixed doubles curling are taking place at Fogarty Arena in Blaine. The team trials for mixed doubles are the first of their kind in the U.S. as the discipline debuts at the Winter Games in Pyeongchang. 8 teams of 2 are competing in the trials, and you can get free tickets to this weekend's matches, which are being televised by NBC Sports. We have a link on our website, ctncoonrapids.com, for more information and the free ticket code. Well, that's going to bring us to the end of today's show. But before we go, we want to give a special shout out to Coon Rapids High School senior Friendarius Willis, who was honored this week by Youth Frontiers, a local nonprofit group that partners with schools to build positive communities where students thrive socially, emotionally, and academically. Friendarius received Youth Frontiers Character Award along with a $5,000 scholarship. We leave you today with a video created by Youth Frontiers on this year's winner. Thanks for watching.
I had the privilege of nominating Friendarius Willis for the Character Award. I've known Friendarius throughout the 4 years that he's been in the building, both as a link leader, but also on our football team.
I don't know, I was kind of shocked. It was just like, wow, like it was me. It didn't really hit me until like right now.
Met him in the weight room. He started sharing his life with me and everything. We got a little closer.
My first impression of Friendarius would be that he just has this charisma about him.
I don't think that there is a person in this building who does not know who Friendarius is.
Our school climate is shifting towards a community of respect, and I think it's because of the leaders like Friendarius contributing to that change.
When I see him walking around new students, giving them tours, that's usually how he introduces himself, and he'll like reconnect with that person later on to make sure that they're adjusting to school.
He's real with people, and he's like, listen, stop being disrespectful, or you're better than that.
Well, just at practice, I've seen him help younger kids in a positive way. It's like he's almost that big brother type to step in and help that person out.
Because I know how it feels, and like I don't like that feeling. I don't like to feel lonely or like left out, and I'm sure other people don't like it either, so try to include everyone in everything.
Friendarius hasn't had, that easy kind of lifestyle. He's had to go through a lot of transitions and uncertainty.
When he started opening up about his life, that's about his past. Everyone has the best childhood growing up, but from his progress I've seen the last few years, huge turnaround.
I think what sets Friendarius apart is that this hasn't been an easy role for him. And that's what I think has been really cool on my end to see, is that over the 4 years, he's developed into a leader.
I've seen him come through the ranks. He's a leader on the field and on the mat and just all around in the building.
We've been going through this thing this year. It's called like Kindness Matters. Like random acts of kindness, like helping someone out in the lunch line, helping out the new kid at school. Just like small stuff that no one's gonna notice, but it impacts that person.
I remember one time he brought me a student that was crying, and he was like, here she is, she needs help. And later on I was like, who was that student? He's like, I don't know, I just found her and she was crying and I knew she needed somebody. And that's just kind of who he is. He's genuinely concerned about everybody in the building.
He really is grateful, and that he really does embrace the positive things in his life, the people that he has.
Well, he's given me a different perspective. I look at him as like one of my sons. Actually I've told him that. I've actually said, hey, what's up, son?
He calls me his school mom all the time. He comes to me with problems.
Personally, he's like a son, but he's kind of like a member of the family.
He's probably one of the best kids I've met in a long time.
I'm Friendarius, this is who I am. That's who I'm always gonna be.